Alright, so number 11. Is the inequality always, sometimes, or never true? So, first thing I'm going to do is distribute this 3x. So I'll get 3x minus 14 is less than 3x minus 15. Subtract 3x from both sides, I have negative 14 is less than negative 15, which is not true. So that means the inequality is never true. And that's your answer for number 11. Number 12. To pass a course with a C grade, a student must have an average of 70 or greater. A student's grades on 3 tests are 68, 74, and 67. Find what score the student must get on the next test to get a C average or better. What grade must the student get? So first thing we see, they need to get a 70 or greater, so that means greater than or equal to 70 to start off with. Now to find the average of something, you add up the amount of numbers there are and then divide it by the amount of numbers. So we're going to have 4 numbers total. Our 3 tests were given plus the next test. So we have the 4 tests being added up being divided by 4. We don't know the 4th test, so we're going to make that x. So adding up those 3 numbers, we'll get 309 or 209 plus x over 4 is greater than or equal to 70. Multiply both sides by 4, you get 280. Subtract 209 from both sides, and you end up getting 71. So you must get a 71 or greater in order to get a 70 or greater for the marking period. And that's the answer for number 12. Number 13, it says solve the equation and then check for extraneous solutions. So first thing we need to do is we're going to have 2 equations. One of them is going to be x minus 2 equaling positive 6x minus or plus 18, or subtract or minus the 6x plus 18. So first put the positive. We subtract x from both sides. We get negative 2 equals 5x plus 18. Subtract 18 from both sides. We get negative 20 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5, and we get x equals 4. Now the second equation is going to be negative 6x plus 18. So distribute the negative, we'll get negative 6x minus 18. Add 6 to both sides, we'll get 7x minus 2 is equal to negative 18. Add 2 to both sides, we'll get 7x is equal to negative 16. Divide both sides by 7, you will leave it as negative 16 over 7. Now we need to check and see which is the real solution. The one that satisfies this will be the real solution. The one that doesn't will not be. Let's try the negative 4 first. So substituting it in, we have absolute value of negative 4 minus 2, and then 6 times negative 4. So then negative 6 equals negative 24 plus 18. Absolute value of negative 6 is 6. Negative 24 plus 18 is negative 6. They are not equal, so that means the x equals negative 16 over 7 will be my answer for number 13. Number 14, it says solve the inequality. Now this is an absolute inequality, and it says this is greater than or equal to negative 9. Now thinking logically for a minute, is saying the absolute value of something will be greater than or equal to negative 9. We know the absolute value of a number is always positive, and a positive number is always greater than or equal to negative 9. In fact, it's always a positive number, so it's always greater than. So that means the solution is going to be all real numbers, because any value of x is going to give you a number that's positive, which is always greater than negative 9. So that's the answer for number 14. So to graph it, all real numbers is going to be the solid line including all points, so the graphing part will be C. Going to number 15. We are evaluating the expression for the given values of the variables. So we're going to substitute in negative 1 for k and negative 2 for n. I'm going to use brackets to include my parentheses within parentheses. So doing the parentheses first, or the exponents first, negative 1 squared becomes 1, which then you make a negative from the outside negative. Here, 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. Negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. So then negative 8 plus 10. Negative 8 plus 10 is 2. So you have negative 1 minus 2 minus 12, which gives you negative 15. So my answer is going to be negative 15 for number 15. Number 16, it says the expression 2,000 times 1.1 to the t represents the value of a $2,000 investment that earns 10% interest per year, compounded annually for t years. What is the value of a $2,000 investment at the end of 3 years? So t represents 3. So all you do is put 3 in for t and put that into the calculator. 2,000 times 1.1 to the third power, and that gives you $2,662. And that is number 16. Number 17. At a charity fundraiser, adult tickets were sold for $11 each, and children's tickets were sold for $4 each. Write an algebraic expression for the total amount of money raised from the ticket sales. How much money was raised if the fundraiser sold 228 adult tickets and 376 children's tickets? Let A equal the number of adult tickets and C equaling the number of child tickets. So, going by that, we're going to have 10 each. Each means when you multiply. So 10A plus 5C will be our expression. Okay, our total would be when we substitute the amount of adult and child tickets sold in for A and C. So you're going to put 233 in for A and 374 in for C. So multiplying that, we get 2,330 plus 1,870, which gives you 4,200. And that's going to be number 17. Number 18, it says to simplify the following expression by combining like terms. So we do 6x squared plus 9x is 15x squared. 5x minus 8x is 3x. Number 19, using the slope formula, find the slope of the line through the given points. The slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So writing down my coordinates, x1 and y1 are the x and y the first coordinate, and x2 and y2 are the x and y the second coordinate. Substituting in, I have 7 minus 5 over 2 minus 4, which is 2 over negative 2, which is negative 1. So my answer for number 19 is going to be negative 1. 21, it says write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So you have y equals mx plus b. M is going to be 4 over 7, b is going to be 8. So the equation is going to be y equals 4 over 7x plus 8.